This is very technical, but it's quite deep. So when I need to, it's kind of like a mask. When I have my COVID mask and then I have the hat. But now I've just sold myself out because if you ever see this hat, it's not me. G'day GQ, I'm Jacob Elordi and these are my 10 essentials. I've had a watch with me, for as long as I can remember, since I was small. But it's not so much sort of like the timekeeping aspect. I like the weight of it and I like the way that it feels. It helps me kind of not feel naked, I suppose. This watch is from TAG, it's the Monaco. I got this just recently in Monaco. This is the Dark Lord. Steve McQueen wore the original Monaco with the blue face of this back in the day. It kind of feels like a cool piece of history to have. And then I found out there's pictures online of Stanley Kubrick on the set of Clockwork Orange with a Monaco as well. So it kind of has a rich cinematic history, which is, it's exciting. This is a recent essential. A deck of cards is a recent essential to me. I have never understood cards my whole life. I could never learn card games. I didn't have the patience for them. I was reading Val Kilmer's book of poetry. Someone at the start, it might have been Cher. I think it might have been Cher. Cher said he had this poker chip that he would flick between his fingers. And she asked him, why are you always flicking the poker chip? And he said, I don't know when I'm gonna need it. And then a film of his came out and it cut to a scene and he was sitting at the table for no reason flicking the poker chip. And she was like, and so I was like, you know what? I don't know anything about cards. I don't know how to handle them. I don't know how to shuffle. But I was like, I want to have a poker chip. I want to be able to just pull out something sometime. Whether it's a deck of cards, I don't know. I'll learn a little blackjack. I'll play this game called Slapjack. It's a high stakes game of snap. I don't play for money. I play for the thrill of it. This next thing is, it's not specifically always this, a cigarette case. I don't smoke. This has Post-it notes in it. I consider it like a totem, and I always carry one of these, especially when I'm creating a character. It's something that kind of centers the character for me or gives me a base. I have it in my pocket all the time when I'm shooting, and this was playing a character in the film I just shot called He Went That Way. And it was set in the late 1950s, and he was this young kid who got discharged from the army and went on a spree killing sort of across America. And he smoked a lot of cigarettes, so I found this on Etsy, which is kind of this period cigarette case, and I had this on me the whole time I was filming. I don't know, it sounds a little pretentious, but this is has the soul of the character in it, and I can put it to the side when I go home. The first films I ever made, I had this silver necklace, and the thing is I have to buy it myself, and it's kind of, I wouldn't say OCD because it feels more spiritual than that, but I guess it verges on that kind of idea. I have a lot of different cameras, but this camera is a medium format Rolleiflex. This particular camera is special because there's this great documentary called, I think it's called I Am Heath Ledger. It's one of the cameras that he uses. So this is definitely one of my most valuable cameras to me, I think. The lens is glass and the pictures are crisp and there's just something kind of timeless. There's this very satisfying feeling that comes from hearing the shutter. The main thing that I try to shoot is the people around me and the things that are happening around me, because I feel a lot of the time when I first came to Hollywood, so much of it is, you wouldn't believe it. So for me, it's just kind of about catching all these memories and moments so that, maybe one day I'll just sit in a big house alone and I'll just flick through them all and I'll have them all there. It'll be like they're all with me, I think. I've already felt the effect of it. I have thousands of printed photos at home in boxes, and every now and then you'll just go through the box and it's just like you can smell the room you're in, you can hear the people speaking, you can feel the moment, what was going on around you in that time, That's like, it's kind of magic, My next essential is fairly simple. It's just a cap, just a black cap. This particular cap is from Left Bank Books, which is a little bookstore in New York. This is very technical, but it's quite deep. So when I need to, it's kind of like a mask. When I have my COVID mask and then I have the hat. But now I've just sold myself out because if you ever see this hat, It's not me. It's somebody else that bought the hat from this tiny little bookstore. You know when superheroes in the superhero films are like being regular people? And it's like Chris Evans in a bomber jacket with like the most standard sunglasses you've ever seen and a black cap. I think that was the goal. It's like, when I go outside, I'm like, I'm out in public. Like, you know, I'm not saying I'm a superhero out in public at all. I think it was just that like, kind of like witness protection, sort of, you know what I mean? This next item is a tote bag. Somehow, even if they look small, it's kind of like Hermione's bag. You know, in Harry Potter, and she just like pulls a tent out of it, you know? It's kind of like that. You just like keep digging and you will find everything you've ever lost in this bag. I have too many tote bags. Tote bags are also expensive now. I got one at an art gallery the other day, it cost $54. But I didn't, like, yes, I paid for it because I didn't know at the time. And then they were like, that'd be $54. And I just get so nervous. I'm like, of course it would be. Yeah, I'll definitely pay for that. That sounds about right. Like, it's ridiculous, you know, I was too nervous to be like, for a tote bag? This one did not cost that much. Like, I don't even wear that one because I'm like disgusted with myself. I do always have this with me everywhere I go. This here is a little traveler's notepad. This is just, you know, personal thoughts. It's by my bed when I fall asleep in case, you know, I have a dream or something like that. My theory is, with having so many books on me all the time, is you never know when you're gonna end up in a hospital waiting room, which sounds dark, but the amount of times that I have ended up in a hospital waiting room for some ridiculous thing, and I have to wait like 8 hours, and you have nothing to do, and you know, I don't like sitting on my phone. So the theory behind it is like you never know when you're going to be in a hospital waiting room. This is a set of plays by Tennessee Williams for if I'm in the mood for that. And then I also like to have like fiction on me. This is just another personal notepad that I've had for a little while. This is a workbook, a journal for the character I'm about to play in this film I'm doing. And I found this recently in Madrid, this kind of Adam and Eve notepad, and it kind of, something about it felt like the movie to me, so this is in my bag now all the time as well. I hate to be without things, like, because then the ideas and the thoughts just disappear, and you know, I don't want to miss anything, I think. I underlined something the other day. Conversation should be like juggling. Up go the balls and the plates, up and over, in and out, good solid objects that glitter in the footlights and fall with a bang if you miss them. I like that description of a conversation. Kind of speaks for itself. It's tasty, keeps your breath fresh, and when I feel uncomfortable in social situations, you know, you look busy if you're chewing. You know, you don't look like you're just standing in space awkwardly. Great social tool. This is the only pack of gum that I could find, but I would say that I'm a 5 gum guy. You know those massive commercials that they used to do? And it's like, this is what chewing 5 gum feels like. This ridiculous like, physical experience. That's my gum for sure. My next essential is a Lamy fountain pen. I didn't much like being at school. I found it kind of boring. I think I found early on, like by going out and buying the stationery that I wanted and writing with, like, you know, stuff that was different to what everyone else had, it helped me stay interested in what was happening. I've gotten to a point where I really can't do script work or anything without one. I can't just do it with a, you know, a regular Bic pen. These are the refills of the ink. And this goes with, this is a script binder that my dear friend just gave me recently. And it's kind of like the hat. I've been looking for the perfect kind of leather-bound script for the longest time, and this one kind of just fell in my lap, which I'm incredibly grateful for. Usually you bring things to people's houses when they're throwing a dinner, and he sort of came out of the room and he just kind of threw it on my lap. And he goes, I think you need this. This next essential is a pack of watercolors. I read this book. It was about like this fascist sculptor, but it was illustrated by Dali. And there were these illustrations that had just the most beautiful watercolors in them. And I think I bought this immediately after with the idea that I have no idea how to do watercolors, but in sort of those journals and stuff, if I ever get bored, if I do it for the next, you know, however many years, maybe I'll like have nice paintings. I love the way the colors look when they all start to bleed like this, you know? And it makes me look way more serious than I am when you see this. My next essential is a bandana or a face covering. This was before COVID. This, like the hat, I searched for the perfect bandana. It needed to be old, but not, you know, like super used and gross. And I found this in Paris. It's also fun to play with, you know, if you get nervous. And also, my friend Alex Fitzallen taught me something. If you don't have a belt, you can put this through the belt loops, and then you tie it in a knot, and it pulls the pants together. So if you're ever without a belt, get a bandana. My next essential couldn't be here because she has a very busy schedule, but it's my dog, Layla. She's a 1.5-year-old golden retriever. She speaks about 500 words of English. She's a genius. She feels shame. She feels happiness. People say that dogs don't smile, and if they smile, they're in pain. But this dog literally has dimples. When you wake up in the morning and you say, "Good morning, Angel," you give her a little, you know, a little thing. She comes and she wiggles up, and her face curls up in the corners. She's my best friend. She's my confidant. I run lines with her. That dog's my rock. She's so special to me. Yeah. She really is not, I don't know what her deal is. I think she might be like an alien or something, because she's in touch. She really is. Thank you for watching and listening to me talk about my stuff. I appreciate it, and cheers.